जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Well, Gujarat were put into bat by Mumbai, and Gujarat got only 33 runs in the first 5 overs. And then in the next 15, they've got 174 runs. So there's some sort of inverted universe going on there, because in the power play, they were playing slowly. And then after that, they were like, fielding restrictions don't matter when you want to hit sixes. And there was plenty of them. So 207 is where they have wrapped up after a 50-run power play, after 84 in the first 10. But there was just so much acceleration at the back end. David Miller, 46 of 22. Abhinav Manohar was brilliant. He hit quite a few big sixes, 42 of 21. Rahul Tewatia, yes, you're reading that right, 20 of 5. Rahul doing a Tewatia, basically. And Rashid Khan was just in the end. But Shubman Gill, of course, got things going. He got his half century, and it was at a decent clip. The captain missed out today. But for Mumbai, well, they'll look at that and say, we could have had them, and we just totally let it go. I'm Gaurav Kapur. This is Cricbuzz Live. With me, Bhattacharjya and Michael Vaughan. Michael, I mean, that was some incredible batting, especially in the back 10.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Gujarat today showed real class, because they assessed the conditions brilliantly. At the start, you had Arjun Tendulkar and Berendorf swinging it back into the right-handers. Wasn't easy. They bowled well, and they just hung in there. And all of a sudden, when they started to go, I think it was in the 12th over, they were 101 for 4.
Yeah.
101 for 4 with 8 to go, and you felt, oh, if they get to 170, but they get on this roll, and I think that's why they're such a good team, because they've got all that power down the back end. Yeah. So even if they don't get off to a flyer, which they didn't today because the bowling was good and there was a bit of movement, they know they can catch up. Yeah. You know, I'm sure they went out there for the first 6 to be really aggressive, you know, to get off to a flyer like Sahar has generally done, but it wasn't possible. He goes early, and then Shubman Gill, who's a pure player. You know, he's a beautiful player to watch. But down the back end, when you've got Tewatia and you've got Miller that can strike a ball like that, I still think, I mean, I know I'm talking Rajasthan to win it, but Gujarat are the team to beat.
Yeah, defending champions too, and
team.
Almost exactly the same team. But let's just quickly talk about the first 5, because as Michael mentioned, they were getting the ball back to swing in. They had a plan, they executed that plan. They cramped the Gujarat batters. They were good in those first 5 overs.
I totally agree. I think they had a plan. I think Shane Bond must have worked with them, saying do not give any width, don't give them, and just bowl that little bit short of a length, so it tucks you up a little bit, it doesn't free your arms at all. And I think they did that really well. And see, Arjun's natural ball is the shape back ball. You know, that's his strength, which is why he's more effective in the first few overs than he is later, when you can get picked off a lot. So that's the point. So once that went off, the problem with Mumbai is that they don't have consistent bowling. It's not a great bowling attack. So every time they put pressure, suddenly 5th over, Cameron Green comes on, gets smashed for
6th, 17 in the 6th. Last over of the power play.
That just changes the whole thing. Till then, it was going well.
Yeah, he was expensive today, 2 overs 39. When he came back for that second over of his, which I think was the 16th or the 17th, the 22-run over, and both of you made a really good observation while we were watching the game. It's like once bitten, twice shy. Didn't want to bowl Arjun in that 16th over after the last game. Probably would have been a better choice today, because he actually bowled those first 2 overs really well.
Yeah, but he bowled his first 2 just a few nights ago really nicely as well. So I think Rohit looked after the youngster today. I have to say, to come back from that 31 over at the Wankhede to suddenly start the innings like he did today shows that Arjun's got a lot of character. You know, it takes some doing to go for 31, and even taking the new ball, it shows he's made of the right stuff, which is great to see. His next stage is to make sure that Rohit does turn to him.
Yeah.
You know, that's his next stage, and his next development is to make sure he's got enough skills, a few different slow balls, wide Yorkers, straight Yorkers, slow ball bouncers, all the tricks that you see in the modern game. If Arjun Tendulkar can, you know, start to develop those kind of skills, he's not only just going to be a new ball bowler, he's going to be able to be used down the back end. But Cameron Green, the best way to describe his bowling today was, it was like facing a bowling machine, where you say to your coach, can you just make sure the machine hits about length? And I'm just going to practice on my they call it range hitting.
Slot machine.
Slot machine.
Just in the slot.
Slot machine Green.
Yeah.
That's what he was today. He basically just bowled every single ball in the area the batter needed it.
Yeah, and I tell you, Abhinav Manohar and David Miller both took complete advantage of it. We're going to talk about Abhinav Manohar in just a second, but first let's just show you this partnership. Him, the senior partner, David Miller, they got 71 at a strike rate of 200. Both of them have scored at a strike rate. Well, that seems wrong. It's not 28 or 4. David Miller's... Oh, in the partnership, sorry. So that is correct. But they both ended with a strike rate of about 200. Let's talk. We've heard about Miller enough. I mean, we know he can do this. But this kid, Abhinav Manohar, that's some serious hitting today.
Absolutely. I mean, Bangalore player, Karnataka boy. Yeah. And that's a very competitive team to get into. So when he made it to the Mushtaq Ali, you know that he's certain quality. The players, the quality of Mayank Agarwal, Manish Pandey, so many good players there. And then he's been absolutely sensational. I think Gujarat picked him up early last year. Yeah. And then they knew that they've got somebody here who can really smash it well.
Yeah.
Gun player, gun fielder as well, regarded as a really good fielder. And I think that's what he brings. With him and Tewatia, they're a fearless team. With him, Millet, Tewatia, that 3, 4, 5, 6. So I was just looking at this thing as a scoreboard, and you see the strike rate of the last 4 batsmen, all of it is above 200.
Yep. And that's what gets them to 207 after they were 100 at the end of 12 overs, right? They were 101 for 4. I kid you not, we were all looking at it. Score projections were looking 170, 180. They got to 2. And they'll be looking at those last 3 balls and saying, geez, we missed out. We should have been at 215, right?
No, but that's a sign of a really good side when you've got the combination at the top, which has been effective for them. You've got Hardik Pandya, who looked dangerous. That ball was hit hard to long off when he was looking in the mood. And then you've got this powerhouse. And you look at someone like Tewatia, who sits in the dugout. In the 18th over, the 19th over, he strolls out there and he plays that kind of sweep off. Riley Meredith balls at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And he just saw the field and he thought, you know what, it's got to be a slow ball. Why? Because the field was set on the offside. There's nothing behind the square on the onside. So he just gets down and thinks, thank you very much, 6 into the stands. It's an amazing skill to have, to be able to just sit there for an hour and 40 and then just stroll out and go, there you go, 90 miles an hour, who cares, I'll let you for 6.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, it also tells you a little bit about the team they have. In a lot of teams, Rahul Tewatia will be thinking, you know what, I don't get to bowl at all. The captain never throws me the ball.
Yeah.
I usually don't get to bat. I'm hanging around at 7, 8. They can probably substitute me and get me somebody else who can give them a few overs up front because clearly they don't really want my bowling.
Yeah.
And I'm batting so low that I rarely bat.
Yeah.
So in any other team, he would have been insecure about his position. But obviously, these guys are telling him, chill, you're our banker, you're the guy we're going to use.
It's like he's like the ace in the hole, right? He's the trump card. Just throw him out. I mean, today he's got his 20, what is it, 400?
Strike rate of 400.
You know, and I bet you he don't feel because he's done his ankle. So he's just got a 4-ball contract. That's all he works for.
Not bad if you can give 20 runs, right?
But I'd love to know the stats of, we talk about impact players replacing players, but I call impact players those that maximise every ball. So who's faced the fewest balls but maximised most games?
Yeah.
I reckon he'll be up there.
Yeah, Tewatia, right there. Let's have a look at the Mumbai bowlers because there was 1 or 2 performances that you'll definitely were commendable today. And you'll have to look at Piyush Chawla picked up those 2 wickets. His first 2 overs were not very
Piyush Chawla was 3 for 17.
Yeah.
He was 3 for 17 and he went for 17 in his last over.
Yeah, so that's what the first 3 overs were tight. But if you look at everybody else, now suddenly you look at that and go, why is Arjun only bowled 2 overs? And he bowled those in the power play. It's such an inverted universe today, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can understand that today.
Yeah, okay.
On the back of the last game when he got, I thought Rohit. Sometimes you have to look after players.
True, fair point.
I think they look at. But it's a development process. It's a development, and like I said before, Arjun now has to go away, work with Shane Bourne, and come up with some skills and some tricks that he can be relied upon in that period. But he's a young chap making his way, and you go for 31. I think Rohit's just kind of put his arm around the youngster today. So look, I'll protect you today.
Yeah, and he of course bowled his 2 overs for 9, didn't come back, and that's what kept the power play tight. Didn't matter because Gujarat has got to 207, and that is big. We keep talking about 200 and it being a psychological barrier. Goes beyond 200, 208 to win. It's a very good batting lineup though, but they've all got to be really good.
I think the record was, the IPL, it was 86 and 15 till yesterday. So I think it's about 87
right. 86 scores of 217 chase.
Yeah.
15
What did they end up on against Punjab the other evening when they just fell a little bit short? What did they get? They were chasing 218, was that right?
Let's have a look. See,
Yeah.
you guys carry on talking.
No, I think it was the Punjab which Arshdeep
14.
bowled a fantastic last over.
14.
They were chasing
214.
And what did they end up on?
201.
201, so they're not that far off.
Yeah.
So they only have to bat similarly to the other night with an extra 7. One more 6.
One more 6 and super over.
One more 6 and a single. Yeah.
Well, the good thing for them is it's the same thing. Their template is simple. Rohit Sharma just goes out there and pretty much does what Saha is doing. Right? He's like, I'm only going to play in the power play. I'm going to maximize it. I'm going to be an impact player. Ishan has batted well, but Surya is the key. Surya is always the key for them, but Surya is definitely the key in a 207-run chase.
I think he's definitely a key. I think also Rohit has to say, I cannot allow myself to get starts like that and not convert. Yeah. Rohit at one time, 5 years back, Rohit Sharma gets 50. The opposition would be terrified. Just coming back to Surya for a second, the strike rate of 171.77, he's just at a level where 900 odd runs last year, the way he scored them, the rate he scored them, he's a difference maker. And the other thing is that you can't really set a field for him, and that's the biggest problem with him.
The Mumbai's problem is that they're going to try and hit 208 against the bowling attack that defended 135.
Yeah.
So the bowling attack that is full of form, full of confidence.
Yeah.
All their skill sets were tremendous. So it's probably the hardest chase because they're up against, you could argue, the best bowling attack in the tournament as well.
Well, you've got 2 MSs there. No, Dhoni, calm down, everybody. Sit down. Sorry. Mohammad Shami and Mohit Sharma. Both of them veterans of this tournament. Both of them really effective, Joy, but both of them with completely different bowling styles.
Absolutely different bowling style. I mean, when you look at Mohammad Shami, it's about his seam position, it's about the way he bowls so beautifully. Mohit Sharma is all about the slower ball. Where does the ball come out from? I mean, he was absolutely amazing. If you remember that. Yeah.
Where does it
Back
come
of the arm, front of the arm. I know what he does. He's like a fast bowling Paul Adams. You don't know where the ball comes from.
And then they've got the Afghanistan pair.
Yeah, Rashid and Noor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you may have a really good batting attack that can take you to 208, but there's also up against a very good bowling attack who's, as Michael said, defended 135 a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, and they've got the captain who gave them a rollicking in the last game, and he'll not need to give them a rollicking again to say, switch on, make sure you're concentrated.
Yeah.
This is a big game for both teams. I think Mumbai have to win, because if Mumbai stay on 6 and if they lose badly, I mean, their net run rate now is poor.
Yeah.
So they just have to win. They have to get those points going to 8 tonight.
Because then that means at the halfway stage of the tournament, Chennai will be in first position and 6 teams will be in second position. 6 teams, right? Obviously, net run rate differentiates them, but 6 teams will be at 8 points if Mumbai can get to 208.
If they don't, 2 teams go up there.
That's right. So there's 2 teams at number 1 and 5 teams at number 2. Right? 5?
Yeah.
2 and 5? Yeah.
7, yeah.
Which still seems bizarre. No, 4.
4.
would
Because
be,
after that you have...
Correct, because 2 teams don't go to 8.
Kolkata, Hyderabad and Delhi.
Correct. So it's 2 and 4. So 4 teams will be at 8 points and 2 will be at 10 points. But that tends to break the table away a little bit. All right?
Yeah, but look at Mumbai's net run rate, minus 0.24.
Yeah, it's not good.
But it's always more exciting when you have 10 teams. When you have 8 teams, this separation is easier. You'll see these teams falling away.
Yeah.
Here, even to the last part of the tournament, you'll have 7-8 teams in contention if you're lucky.
Yeah, because with the 8 team, you get that saggy middle, right, of the suspension bridge.
Yeah,
where it's just kind of sagging. Not here. Here, it's taut, man. It's taut like the Howrah Bridge. It's just tight. It's keeping it there. Or like the London Bridge. Is that the one that goes up and down?
Yes.
No, that's the Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge.
Tower Bridge goes up and
The
down.
London Bridge now is in a place called Lake Havasu in California, in Arizona. An American developer bought it. The funny part of it is he thought it was actually the Tower Bridge. So he bought it, he took it there. That's not the bridge I wanted.
Can I tell you, that's a really common misconception. I mean, we're going to geography now, but common misconception. The Tower Bridge that you see, which opens up like that, and it's a big, almost like a castle, everybody thinks that's the London Bridge. It's not. The London Bridge is really boring.
Yeah, but that's why.
London Bridge is not
That's
really
why,
bad.
because everyone likes the Tower Bridge more, so they presume it's the London Bridge.
Yeah, you should just...
It's a better bridge.
I'm just saying, be like India, change the name. We just don't like something's name, we just change it. All right, so, well, I'm Michael Vaughan. With me is Simon Dool and Harsha Bhogle. Here on, well, what did we call it last time? Cult Plus Live?
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah,
Cult?
Cult Plus, I said perfect.
There you go, because we are forming a cult over here. We are, of course, going to do our power play predictions before we go. What's it going to be? Come on, Mumbai power play. Come on, guys.
55.
55.
Let's be up to. I've been low balling so far. 61.
61. All right, I was going to go for 60, but I guess I'll settle at 51 then. So 51. Well, it's going to be 60. They're going to go. They're going to go for it. All right, we're going to go as well. But we'll be back with the winner of the power play contest, which is the most important reason why we're here. But before that, we'll be back at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. That'll be a little update. Mumbai needs 208 to win and cause a complete traffic jam near the top, middle and bottom of the table, because that's how crazy it'll get. Thank you so much for watching Cult Plus Live, Cricbuzz Live.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction,
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ
পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दो